Having successfully acquired the purification solution and withdrawn from the research institute, Team B is now moving toward the northeastern corner of Ruina Crystallis under the cover of night as quickly as they can. Harpsy, can you contact Mekti and Klukai? The comms channel is still online, but nobody is answering. Keep the line open. Okay. Harpsy sends another comms request. Unlike before, when her requests were met with nothing but a long, tedious dial tone, the call is answered almost instantly. This is Harpsy. We have secured the purification solution and are heading toward the Ruina Crystallis airbase. Purification solution? Since the signal is unstable, the speaker's face isn't shown on screen. But the voice belongs to neither Klukai nor Mekti. I see. Huh? Wait for me. I'll be right there. Beep, beep, beep. The call is terminated. Harpsy looks over at Vector in alarm. That was neither Klukai nor Mekti. It could only be Koshmar. Then Mekti and Klukai must be in big trouble. It's pretty obvious from the call that Koshmar is on her way to do us in. Even Klukai couldn't beat her. So what chances do we... Calm down. Worst case, she defeated Klukai and Mekti. But as long as we haven't cleared the game, the respawn cycle won't end. Once they respawn, they'll come to back us up. So don't worry too much about them. There were just the two of them, so they couldn't even utilize basic team formation. Their defeat was hardly unexpected. Now that we're all here, as long as we stay on our toes, defeating Koshmar isn't entirely impossible. That's right. Besides, that's just the worst case scenario. What if things went down better than what we are assuming? Has the amnesia actually cured your paranoia? Say, maybe you should just stay like this? Vector shakes her head. Whether it does me any good or not, I need to recover all my memories of you. I don't want to misplace any of it. I was just joking. Don't take it so seriously. Why is there such an enviable sense of rapport between the two of you now? What happened between you two? Nothing. Put a lid on your pointless curiosity. Look, VV. Is that the helicopter that GRG-28 mentioned? A battered military helicopter sits on the small tarmac. A rectangular device is hanging from its tail. That should be it. Inspect the engine first. Make sure it is fit to fly. Okay. Ruche climbs into the cockpit to inspect it. After a quick check, she hops back down. The engine is in good condition and there's plenty of fuel. The helicopter even has an autopilot function. Uh-oh. Though the two managed to dodge the attack in time, the helicopter is now riddled with bullet holes in an instant. Oh my! Did I miss? The girl hovering mid-air lowers the gun in her hands, but the 7 guns floating around her remain trained on Vector and Ruche. Whoa, 7 guns? How can she control so many guns all at once? Hang on, is she wielding my PP-90? Next time, I'll take better aim, okay? Give me all of your data, please. That way, I will be complete. Her voice is undoubtedly that of a young girl. Well, I cannot do that, boys. Yet it is light and airy, with an upward lifting with mockery. Vector stares at her for a while, then she lets out a chuckle. Why? Are you laughing? No wonder Klukai called you Frankenstein. Frankenstein? Your appearance, weapons, everything about you stems from Mekti's and my neural data on the 8 of us. Vector shows no fear of her weapons. She paces before Koshmar with deliberate ease. Still hovering mid-air, Koshmar follows Vector's movement and turns her body slowly. Even if you read all of our neural data and seizes our frames, you will never be perceived as a complete doll or a new Koshmar. You are just an amalgamation of patchwork parts. You don't even actually exist, let alone have the ability to be complete. I don't exist? I will never be complete? That's right, you don't exist. Well, Rod. All of a sudden, Vector ducks down, and the sharp crack of gunfire erupts from behind Koshmar. Bullets tear through her limbs and abdomen. Caught off guard, Koshmar immediately flies up to dodge the attack from behind. When she turns and spots Welrod and Harpsy firing at her from behind the helicopter, her face instantly contorts in fury. You ambush me. Just reciprocating the courtesy you showed to our friends. I want to have my own frame, like the rest of you. I want to experience the outside world. I can't have my own data. All this data, it's all me. Koshmar lets out an angry shriek. The floating guns around her start spinning and firing wildly in all directions. Spread out. Amidst the chaos, a stray bullet strikes the purification solution that had been strapped to Harpsy's arm, sending the glass container tumbling. The fluorescent green liquid instantly catches Koshmar's attention. The purification solution! She halts her reckless barrage and aims her gun at the container. Oh no. Vector lunges to shield the container, but Koshmar has already pulled the trigger, and the bullet shoots straight toward Vector's head. Vivi, look out! The loud noise is followed by a dreadful silence. Vector opens her eyes. The glass container in her arms is intact, and she isn't met with the dreaded "You died" text. Then that gunshot. Holy shit! What kind of ultimate kill stealer are you? You even managed to hit an airborne bullet. Starting for tomorrow, you're adding 200 shots to your dynamic target practice. I was complimenting you. Ow! Hearing the familiar voices coming from behind, Vector turns and sees Kluke landing gracefully after bolting over the railing alongside the stumbling Mekti. Vivi, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. Vector grips the container tightly, her fingers still trembling. If you're okay, then get up right now. The fight isn't over yet. Final boss fight. Whoa! What the hell? It's like you are a different version of Blue Spear. Only this time, you're using gun instead of arms. Look at that! Oh, this is a nice stage. Yo, the graphics. What the fuck is this long escalator? Look at this place. This is amazing. Cool. Okay. Well, gotta bring out the squad, I guess. This one's good enough. Whoa. Koshmar. Why am I freezing? Why am I freezing? Hold on, can I restart that? I want to see the animation again. Why did it freeze though? It was lagging. Okay. Damn, that's awesome. Look at that. Jeez. Okay. You first. What the hell? Wait, they all shoot at you if you destroy them? The fuck? Jeez, okay. That's fine. That's gonna be a hard one. Wait, all of their guns are here. Welrod and Doris, Belka, Ruche. Oh, their guns. This boss is specifically made for Hyde 404. Okay. Interesting. You can now get eliminated, right? You're still alive? What? How tough are you? Oh, because you have a lot of stability index. That's why. Oh, no, if you actually eliminated the thing, she actually takes a lot of damage. Okay. Can we eliminate the boss now? Well, that's very punishing. Well, this is gonna be a hard one in the expansion drill and also in the supply. She can break your stability index easily. Alright, GG. Interesting boss fight. Koshmar cannot withstand the combined firepower of the 6 dolls. The floating guns around her are shattered one by one. At last, she can hold out no longer. She plummets from mid-air, hitting the ground with a brutal thud, then becomes motionless. Kluke steps forward, firing a couple of rounds into her body just to be sure. After confirming no further movement, she signals the others, and one by one they emerge from cover. Is it over? But the helicopter got shot into Swiss cheese, so what do we do now? Welrod, and Ruche, go check the status of the helicopter. If it's not usable, check the other aircraft. No way this helicopter is the only functional aircraft on the entire airbase. There's actually a distinct possibility. Ow! Why did you bonk me on the head? Shut up already. Go with Vector and recover your neural data. Koshmar will be back after she responds. Haven't we destroyed all the nearby save points while we were on our way here? She won't get here that soon. If you think you can escape your punishment in reality, you're being delusional. Any more procrastination will only double the punishment. Mekti pouts and shuffles closer to Koshmar. Strange. Why can I recover? Whoa! Koshmar, who has been lying motionless on the ground, suddenly lifts her head. Mekti yelps and jumps back in fright. But Koshmar ignores Mekti entirely. Instead, she turns and bolts toward Vector, who is holding the purification solution. Her movements swift and her intent crystal clear. Ruche and Welrod, who had been inspecting the helicopter nearby, are drawn to the commotion by Mekti's startled cry. Klukai and Vector are the first to react. Without hesitation, they draw their guns and open fire on Koshmar. A fresh burst of bullets completely severs Koshmar's already dangling left arm. But she doesn't even flinch. With her still functional right hand, she brushes against a shadowy decorative mark on the side of her right thigh. Electronic currents crackle around her. Then with a flash of white light that illuminates the darkness, the shadow solidifies into a drawn blade. Without slowing, she lunges at Vector with the weapon. Not fair. Not fair. It's not fair. If I'm stuck here, you're not leaving either. Crap. There's no time to dodge. The raised blade gleams coldly under the moonlight. A small figure suddenly barrels into Koshmar from the side, knocking her away from Vector. Vector immediately ceases firing, but not before a stray bullet strikes the body of Koshmar's assailant. You. Koshmar instinctively clamps down on the doll who has crashed into her, and in the struggle, her blade veers slightly before plunging downward the full force. Oof. Mekti! Damn it, this is supposed to be a game, so why does it hurt like a bitch? For the first time I actually saw her swearing. Mekti collapses like a marionette with its strings cut, her form dissolving into scattered fragments of light. Gosh darn it, the nearest save point is so far away. Guess I'm not coming back. Vector, I'll be waiting for you in the future. The light completely fades away. Don't just stand there, attack! Shoot her to bits! At Klukai's sharp command, another hail of bullets rain down on Koshmar. Bullets tear through and riddle her body. As Klukai gives the final order, Koshmar's body gradually breaks apart into smaller and smaller fragments. Koshmar's anger screams fade, and at the same time, the fragments of her body begin to glow. Stop. The dolls cease their attack. The broken pieces dissolve, unraveling into delicate threads of light that peel away from Koshmar's remains. The strands unravel faster and faster until wisps of soft, luminescent blue surge into the air, forming a vast ocean of light above the base. Part of the glowing tide drifts into the distance, while the rest rushes straight toward Vector, flowing into her body. Vector, that's all her memories. The waves of light flood Vector's mind. She cannot help but bend forward, sinking to her knees. In front of her, 4 hands overlap. Following the arms upward, she sees familiar features to begin to take shape onto once blank faces. The fragments have returned to their rightful place. My neural data. Vector looks up toward the sky. There's no more trace of Koshmar. The members of Team B rush up to her. Vivi, how do you feel? Did that work? Have you regained your memory? It's okay. We've still got our neural backups. Vector breathes in deeply and takes Ruche's and Valrat's hands. I got everything back. I'm just a bit disoriented. Thank goodness. Ruche embraces Vector tightly. Valrad and Harpsy also look visibly relieved. Does anyone remember there's a second phase in our operation? If you want to fight Frankenstein again, by all means keep the group bonding session going. Oh, right. We have more important things to do. Ruche hastily lets go of Vector. Vivi, I just checked with Valrad. Even though the helicopter got shot full of holes, it's still functional. Even the autopilot still just works. Look at that smile. Must protect. The world of video games sure is miraculous. However miraculous it is, I've had enough of it. Vector holds out the glass container that she has been protecting in her arms. In that case, see you in a bit. No residual anomalous data in the neural module. No data conflicts or losses detected. All modules are operating normally. Right. Okay, Harpsy, you can go ahead and destroy that plugin. Make sure you leave no backup, alright? Sure. Phew, now that the crisis has been averted, can I log off? I've got other stuff to attend to. Go then. The Earth's image disappears from the terminal screen. I glance at Mekti and Vector, who have just climbed out of their repair pods. Then I pat Kluke on the shoulder. Oh, it's me! Okay, Baldur's Gate 3 boys time.
Don't get too worked up. Just take it easy, yeah?
I will keep it under control. Kluke clears her throat and fixes her gaze firmly on the 2 dolls. You may now explain yourselves. I'm listening. Well, it's as you saw. And what exactly did I see? Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. Talk me through it slowly. We have all the time in the world. Or would you like a drink to suit your vocal module? Should I fetch Andoris? Yep. Be like that? If you wanna snap or shout at me, just do it. Otherwise, I'll feel like I was still in the virtual world. Besides, you know I can't drink coffee. Are you telling me what to do? No, not at all. I wouldn't dare. I just think I prefer the OG version of Klukai. If memory serves, that would be the one you called Tyrant Klukai. Uh-oh. A chuckle slips out, earning me a mildly disapproving glance from Klukai. I was wrong, Klukai. I should not have asked Harpsy to create that plugin without permission. What else? And I shouldn't mix training and games. Klukai, please don't be like this. Klukai tilts her chin up and shoots Mekti one more sharp, murderous glare before turning to the trembling Harpsy. Just as she is about to speak, Vector interrupts her. If I had run a tighter ship, this would not have happened. As the leader of Team B, I bear full responsibility for this incident. I will submit a complete review and self-reflection before dawn. Are you planning to take the blame from Harpsy? No, but at the end of the day, this all happened because I failed to discipline my team members properly. This is Team B's management issue. Let me handle it. Klukai gazes at Vector, then glances at the members of Team B hanging their heads behind her. Remember to include your proposed solution to the problem in your review. Understood. Mekti, you're coming to the shooting range with me. The shooting range? At this hour? It's so late. I know it's my punishment, but can we leave it till tomorrow? Kluke reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small switch. It is compact with a round button resting right under her fingertip. Mekti immediately flays her hands in panic. I'm coming, alright? Then I'll be going with Mekti. Commander, would you like to join us? I understand the meaningful look that Kluke is giving me. She wants Vector to handle Team B's internal affairs on her own. Vector might find it awkward if we stay. At the same time, my instincts tell me this is the moment for Vector to reach a consensus with her team. But can she really do it? I look at her, both worried and hopeful. At that moment, the still inexperienced team leader meets my gaze and gives me a firm nod.
Sure, I'll come. Wait, sure, I'll come too.
What? Even the commander will be supervising me? We'll see if you dare slack off again with 2 pairs of eyes watching you. Now, let's go. Kluke takes the lead, pulling Mekti out the door. As I walk past Vector, I give her a reassuring pat on the shoulder. She looks up at me with silent understanding. The footsteps in the hallway gradually fade into the distance, and the remaining members of Team B let out a collective sigh of relief. I was so scared, I didn't dare speak at all. I'm not surprised you scared the cat. Like you were any better. You were also staring at your toes and avoiding Kluke's eyes yourself. I was resting my eyes. I seriously wonder how the members of Team A hang out with Kluke on a daily basis. Thank goodness our VV is much more approachable. Thank you, Vector, for stepping in when Kluke was about to dress me down. I wouldn't know what to say at all. No, I wasn't trying to defend you. Huh? Even though I sensed that something wasn't right, I did not insist on putting a stop to it, and your disregard for rules and protocols is all because I did not set a good example. I must take full responsibility for everything that happened. We did not disregard. Seeing that Welrod still intends to argue the point, Vector cuts her off firmly. Disregard is exactly what it is. Vector's gaze does not waver this time. She looks Welrod straight in the eye without any of her usual moroseness. Welrod, this is no small matter. Strictly following protocols and abiding by the rules are the foundation of a team's ability to function effectively. But procedures and rules shouldn't be stagnant. Even if they need to be adjusted, the changes must be thoroughly tested. Otherwise, they will end up like a chandelier crashing down in the middle of battle, hindering the team or worse, hurting someone. Do you understand, Welrod? An awkward silence fills the training room again. Vector lets out a soft sigh. Then again, maybe using what happened on the battlefield as an analogy isn't very appropriate. In combat, you don't always have time to react or test a strategy. Sometimes spontaneous actions can turn the tide of battle more effectively than rigidly sticking to a plan. Now that I have been in your position, I realize that when the moment comes, I should rely on my own judgment as well. I should not have been so quick to attribute your actions to a blind desire to score highly, nor should I have rushed to justify my own idea as the best solution. I'm sorry, Welrod. That was my mistake. The air grows still for a few seconds as she looks into Vector's apologetic eyes. Welrod slowly speaks. Back at the lab, when you suddenly rushed forward and shouted the culture tanks, it really caught me off guard. Did you ever stop to think whether your right shield could withstand the impact? Did you know what was in those tanks? What if we had been knocked over by the liquid too? These questions hit me all at once, and I just got really mad. And then I thought, maybe this is exactly how you felt when you saw me shoot down the chandelier. Then when we were discussing the simulation training afterwards, I also did not take your reasoning and standpoint into consideration. All I cared about was defending my own judgment. As Welrod continues, her face gradually turns red, and her voice grows a little abashed. So, you don't have to take all the blame so eagerly. I'm not... Alright, let me summarize things. Following the plan is important, but adaptability is just as crucial. If that's all we write down as our conclusion, I doubt Kluke will accept it. Then what do we do? Maybe we can approach it like this. From now on, during every after-action review, we add a situational thought exercise. Using the battlefield map from the mission, we analyze and discuss the potential unexpected actions that each team member might take. But we don't always encounter the same scenarios. The goal of this exercise isn't to rehearse specific scenarios, but to develop a better understanding of each other's tendencies in combat. That way, when someone makes a sudden move in the field, we won't waste valuable time being surprised, or worse, let emotions get in the way. We cannot control the ever-changing battlefield, so we have to learn to adapt. Oh, I see. After all, when we are on the battlefield, opportunities wait for no one. Seeing the amusement in Vector's eyes, Welrod raises an eyebrow. I think this is doable, and your paranoia, well, is not entirely baseless. I also think it's worth a try. Then once my proposed solution gets approved, we can begin our new training sessions. But before that, Harpsy. Yes? Having her name suddenly called, Harpsy jolts, her cattail sticking straight up. You are also required to write a self-reflection. Furthermore, due to a lack of proper respect for rules and protocols, along with poor judgment, starting now, everyone, including myself, will conduct a full revision of 404's Code of Conduct. I expect to see everyone's review and report on the previous training session in my mailbox by dawn. Am I understood? Yes. Looking at the now motivated team, Vector lets out a small sigh of relief. I suppose I did the right thing? My teammates and I finally have a consensus, Commander. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. She's smiling? I think she's smiling. Outside, the night has deepened, but the lights in the Elmo's training room remain bright, just like every other night Team B spends hard at work. And yet, tonight feels different. With the mission cut short, Belka returns to her room after signing up, and she flops onto the bed with a disappointed sigh. Staring at the pot of Klukai stuck to the ceiling, she pops out her cheeks in frustration. What's up with that client? I was supposed to have at least 72 hours of uninterrupted time with Big Sis Klukai. Now that we're back at base, she's run off to hang out with Mekti again. Belka throws a few half-hearted punches at her training sandbag, where a picture of Mekti is taped. Mekti the biggest obstacle to my bond with Big Sis. Beep beep beep. There is a notification on her terminal. Huh? Who's sending me a message at this hour? This is... In the photos and video clip on her screen, two figures can be seen leaning closely against each other. Not just anyone, it's her and Klukai. Oh my god! The level 2 space. What? I have no idea what this is, but Big Sis Klukai looks so cute making this face. Belka presses the replay button again and again, watching the clip over and over, completely absorbed. It takes her a while to even remember to check the sender's name. The sender is... Mekti? What does she mean by this? She hesitates briefly in confusion, but the moment her eyes land on the video again, she cannot help but giggle. Who cares? Just for today, you can be the witness of the love and friendship between Big Sis Klukai and me, Mekti.